You guys ready?
Yep.
Yup.
All right. Hello and welcome. We're back here for another week of CubeCast. This week we will be recording and putting it up on the YouTube channel because we have some technical difficulties with the stream, so not a big deal. Just go back to how it used to be for now. As always, we'll do introductions down the line. We got a couple less people here today, but I am Amanatsu. I'm sure you guys have seen me around. I won't explain what I do every single time, but if you're interested in what everyone does, you can check on the Discord in the rules and index channel, and everyone's basic rules are listed there as far as staff goes. So,
Yeah,
a couple other people here.
yeah, I'm Tani or Tani Hoppaw.
Hi, I'm Hoppaw. Ranking team like always. Now kind of a new mapper and a top player.
Mhm.
I'm Zander. I just play, and that's about it.
Yeah, Zander is our guest this week. We did plan to have Logan, but he had some scheduling conflicts. But we'll have him probably next time. But
Yeah, and
Zander's
we just have to deal with this guy now.
I
no,
can't believe it.
Zander is still a very good player, so we'll get
Mhm.
some information from him. So we'll go right into announcements. The way I used to do the agenda, I kind of had like announcements and CubeCommunity information separated. For some reason, I actually don't know why I did that. So I've combined them now. So in the beginning, we'll talk about all the CubeCommunity stuff, and then we'll continue like we normally do through Beat Saber news, official, and community spotlight stuff. So as far as CubeCommunity goes, we have a special super secret project that's been a very long time coming that I won't explain yet, but it is finally has the gears moving.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my god, that took way too long.
Yeah, it took a very very long time, but it is moving now. It's very exciting, and I am very excited to show everyone. But yeah, that'll be coming probably next couple weeks, not too long.
Yeah.
Be finished up. So, secondly, as far as Patreon goes, like we kind of like soft announced it last time we were on here about 3 weeks ago. I might do an announcement with it this week. But I really I want like more suggestions on what like the rewards can be for the subscription tiers because really I'd like to give you guys something if you're gonna support us through Patreon, but I don't know what it should be. Uh, and I mean, if anyone here has anything to say about it, you know,
Yeah.
let me know. But
Yeah.
We
No.
can
Yeah.
sell Tammy out. Let's do that.
we can
Be done.
sell Tammy out.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yikes.
What do you, Xander? Do you have any ideas? Something we could do for that?
I'm
If
not
you
really
don't, that's
sure,
fine. But okay.
like, what would entice people into, like extra privileges through the Patreon system.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
when you first mentioned it, like, I thought of an idea, maybe like first score saber badges for Patreon, but that's like a completely separate thing, and it's not
Yeah.
really related.
Yeah, that would be very difficult to sustain and probably not possible.
Yeah.
Just because it would be like it would have to be updated every month, and Umbro would have to
Mhm.
do it probably because I don't think he'd give anyone else access, and it'd be kind of a little bit of a mess. And CubeCommunity and Score Saber aren't really directly related, so it's kind of it'd be tough to maneuver. But
Yeah, and that's what I thought after I thought about it for a second. So like,
yeah,
I don't know, that's just the first thing that popped into my head.
yeah, fair enough. Okay, but yeah, no. If you guys have any suggestions when you're watching this video, please let us know in the suggestions channel on Discord. We just we want to give something for it.
Yeah.
Like nobody's actually Patreon subscribed yet, but that's also partly due to the fact that I haven't actually done an announcement about it yet. But I haven't done one because I want something there before we do it. So, As far as Twitch goes, I know everyone's been asking about emotes and stuff. Everyone's subs probably ran out by now anyway. I apologize for not having sub emotes by that time, but it also has to do with another project that took a very long time to get rolling. So, um, sorry. Bigger picture here. We did actually apply for, just as far as transparency goes, so you guys know what's going on with us. We did apply for partner on Twitch because we did qualify for it, but they declined us because Twitch said that we weren't consistent enough with our streams, which is like accurate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So another question I wanted to pose to the community, now that we're getting much bigger, we have a lot of people on Discord and stuff. If you have any suggestions on what we can use the Twitch for, to be more consistent or to give you guys more stuff, let me know. It's Twitch is tough because like Twitch is historically just like you just stream gameplay or like you would stream this that we normally do. And it's tough to have something like that on like a consistent basis on our channel. It's a little different. So I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Let us know.
I know
What
one
else we
thing.
get?
Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah.
I know one thing that Danny brought up a while ago when I was talking to him about some stuff was that not so many people were applying for the guest streams on CubeCommunity,
Mm,
and I think that, like, I know speaking for myself, like, I didn't think initially that I would be one to like want to do a guest stream on CubeCommunity because I didn't know what kind of like guests you were going for as far as like whether you're going for just like really good players or however, you know. So I think if more people are aware that anybody can sign up for it or
yeah.
just to be a guest on the stream, I think more people might sign up, and that could become more common.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I remember in the very beginning when we first started up the channel, it was people were going every day.
Yeah.
It was really like it was a thing people did. I guess I don't know if it slowed down because like you said, people thought that we only want like really good players or something, which isn't the case. Anyone can do it. Or maybe like they didn't see any growth from their channel from it, so they were like, "Oh, there's no point to stream on CubeCommunity." I don't know. It's a Beat Saber is kind of a weird niche on Twitch right now, which also makes it difficult because like if you're streaming on our channel, the chances are other Beat Saber players are probably also have watched you on your channel because there's so few streamers and so few viewers. So it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I
Getting
don't,
a
I
lot
don't, I don't know.
better, especially recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot more Beat Saber streamers have been getting higher viewers, but as far as Beat Saber category in Twitch goes, it hasn't really progressed at all in like the last 4 or 5 months. So I know that there are like certain players that are getting more and more and more consistently. Like Hoppaw, Fifi, a couple other players get like 30, 40, 50 like consistent now, which is cool.
There's a lot more
Um
partnered streamers streaming it too now, I think.
yeah, a lot of people are getting into it like outside of Beat Saber players normally. Um but it just kind of sucks that like the total average viewers for the Twitch category of Beat Saber is always around like 250 unless there's someone
Yeah.
like real like if like Whoops is streaming it or another partner streamer from a different game is playing it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Get more any given day, any given time, 250. It's like
Yeah.
I wish there was more. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
tough. Even if we stream something on there or someone streams on our channel, like it's 250. I don't know. It's like the same 250 people watching Twitch all the time. I wish there was more, but I don't know how to make that happen. So
Yeah.
um couple staff announcements. We added Stennis to staff.
Mm-hmm.
He was added as a editor a little while back, and he's been doing a ton of work on
Oh, yeah.
editing and reorganization and things like that. So we decided it was beneficial to put him on staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big
So
help.
yeah, he's been super
Mm-hmm.
helpful.
Yeah.
It was
That is
great
great.
ad. It's great ad. um, we also added two editors.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what is his name? What's his
Uh,
full name? The
Fat
Bean
Bean Soup.
guy, Fat Bean Zoop. Yeah, that's his.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Brit Mob.
and then and Brit Mob. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
those
added
two we
them.
added.
They had expressed interest, I guess, to
Yeah.
Danny
Mm-hmm.
previously. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's nice. Growing
yeah,
the editor team.
yep. Yeah, it's nice to have more
26 of us.
people to be able to not have to worry about like, is someone editing the video today, or like we need someone to edit this like special video who can do it. Like there's more options than just like Danny or Tino. So okay, so finally, as far as announcements, Cube community stuff goes, we added BB as a multiplayer cube. We haven't been doing a lot of multiplayer lobbies. We haven't had anyone interested in hosting them, although people ask for them every week. So hopefully he can host some. If you see him online, bug him on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, see if he'll host. Because he said he'd be interested in doing it sometimes. So also, if anyone else is interested, let me know. I've had a couple people come to me, and we've like we're testing some, we're waiting on others. We're trying to have a balance of who we put in the position to host multiplayer. So if you've mentioned your name to me previously, because there's a couple people I can think of off the top of my head, I'm not ignoring you, or I'm not forgetting about you. I know that you've asked me to do it, but we have a lot of things working in the background for it. But if you are interested, please let me know so that I have a list. So I think, unless Danny, you can think of something else, I think that's all the relevant Cube community information.
Yeah, I think that's it really. There's nothing else I can think of.
Okay, cool. You guys have any Hoppaw or Zander? You guys have any input on any of the information I just kind of rattled off, or?
No, not in particular.
Really.
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking about maybe multiplayer, but I don't really do much.
I mean, if you're sitting there on a weekend or whatever, any day, any whatever, and you think, I want to host a multiplayer, just announce it in multiplayer. So
yeah, at multi.
Okay.
At multi,
yeah, they're happy to get at it. They just want to play moody.
Yeah, they just want to get sweaty in the same room. So
yeah, it's a load of other guys.
Hear each other breathe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Moving on to official Beat Saber news. I don't have as much this week as I did in previous weeks. I think maybe it's the same.
Yeah, I think it's about the same maybe.
Anyway, Beat Saber announced that they're coming out of early access on May 21st. From the date of recording, that's 3 days. From the date of release, it might be 1 or 2. But yeah, May 21st. Again, I'm gonna say it again. I mentioned it previously. They've tweeted about it. I say it all the time now. When Beat Saber comes out of early access, it's gonna have an update. It's gonna break your mods, most likely. Please do not go to Beat Saber's Steam page and write a negative review because your mods broke, because that's not their fault. They're not in charge of mods. They don't care about it. Not that they don't care about mods, but they can't support mods. People that make the mods will fix them. They'll be fine. You might not have some of your mods for a couple days. I can almost guarantee you can load your songs back in the same day. Just wait for someone to fix it.
Yeah, Kyle will do it, I'm sure.
Kyle does so many mods now. Yeah. He'll have it sorted out.
Yeah, just add Kyle.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't add him. Don't add Kyle. Kyle's probably gonna kill me for that.
But no, it's people they always freak out when their mods break. Please understand, it's not Beat Saber's fault. Don't leave a negative review on their page. Just wait, please. Like, have
those negative reviews.
Yeah.
What if I leave one the day before saying that the game is going to break my mods? This game sucks.
Don't do that. But no, it's just frustrating to see because they really care about their game and they're really trying to make it better. And some mod that injects itself into your game doesn't work for 12 hours because they made an update is not a reason to leave a negative review. So please don't.
You want the devs to keep improving the game, not to just stop supporting entirely.
Yeah, because I mean, think about think about this as a community member. As someone who plays Beat Saber, you're part of the Beat Saber community. Whether or not you're in our channel or you're in Beat Saber modding Discord or wherever you are, if you play Beat Saber, you're part of the Beat Saber community. If you leave a negative review on the game that you play because a mod broke for 6 hours or 12 hours or whatever, some random person who wants to play Beat Saber is going to go to their page and see that it has negative reviews, and they're going to read them, and they're going to say, oh, these mods, or these devs, they hate mods. I don't want to play because they're just going to break them. Like, that's not how it works. So please, just don't do that. with Beat Saber coming out of early access, we'll also have an official editor. It's a 2D editor. We don't really have a lot of information on it yet.
Yeah, map editor.
For map editors, yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people will just stick with mediocre mapper.
Yeah, mediocre mapper's got so advanced and it's got so much shit now that I don't think
Yeah.
anything they come out with will touch it.
So
That's
we'll
He
have to.
can keep telling people to use it though.
Yeah, he'll. Yeah, I think he said it already. He's already tweeting about Megalon's 2D editor. So
Wow.
Yeah.
he's memeing. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see. I do think that there's a possibility. You guys can let me know what you think too. But I do think there's a possibility that it may possibly be a better editor for lighting.
Maybe.
Because there's so much that goes into lighting, and you don't need a 3D block to light, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's
So
true.
I think
Yeah,
the more
yeah.
advanced editors or the more advanced lighters will be able to use a
Mhm.
2D editor really well because they already know what the lights are going to do and what the spins do. They already know all
Yeah.
that. They don't need to see it visualized in the
Mhm.
3D editor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, do you guys do any like? I think everyone here's done a map before or
Mhm.
some part of a map.
Yeah.
You guys do. I mean, what do you think about that?
It's
I
gonna be
haven't touched a
interesting.
light once in my life, and I've have like 7 maps out
Yeah.
now.
All right, great.
I've
Fantastic.
I've messed with lights, but it gets to the point where I'm clicking so many buttons. This was like back when mediocre mapper wasn't like V4 and lights were really papaga to do. You had to click like untick loads of shit and tick shit and then place blocks and stuff, and it's like ugh. So
Yeah.
mapping lights was like something just took too much time. But blocks, I definitely think it's massively advantageous to see 3D.
Yeah,
But
for sure. I
lights,
agree.
definitely, you don't need them. You can 2D that,
Mhm.
and I think it will probably speed the process up.
Yeah, I don't see the 2D editor being useful at all for rankers.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't want to shoot it. I don't want to shoot it down beforehand, but we already have.
Yeah.
We already have such
Yeah.
a good 3D editor already. It's like,
I'm sure I have a use,
yeah,
or we'll learn something from it.
yeah. No, I'm sure. So, like, in the worst case scenario, I mean, Squeaksies will at least be able to break it down and say, like, hey, this is something I should add into mediocre or whatever. So I don't know. Next bulletin here I have their Beat Saber is having some like they're doing some kind of contest for a quest on their Twitter. Use the hashtag MySaberStory. By the time of recording and release, it's already the contest has already entries have finished for it. But did you guys all write something for that or
No, I didn't. I
no?
did start
Okay.
writing
Nah,
it, but
I already
then
had a small story a while back. So
yeah,
Okay.
I might put something out later on, but like not to enter the competition, just to like share.
Yeah. Yes, I did the same thing. Like I don't really care if I get a quest or not.
Yeah,
I kind of
no,
just
it's just
did it because like everyone's doing it right now. So I was like, oh, I'll do something. So
yeah, it's nice to know
Yeah.
like people's Beat Saber stories, why they played it, why they got into it, and what they do,
yeah.
and how they have found the community. And like,
Yeah.
there's so many heartwarming and touching ones. Like, I teared up several times going through the list and reading them.
Yeah.
yeah, I before I started playing Beat Saber, I had high blood pressure, and I had to take pills for it. Hypertension.
Mm.
I went to the doctor like 3 weeks ago, I think, and I don't have to be on the medication anymore, mainly
Nice.
because of Beat Saber.
Oh, that's good, dude.
That's
There's a lot of stories like that with like weight loss and uh, medical issues like that. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And loads of people using it as like physical therapy is like amazing, you know.
Yeah. Did you write anything, Zander?
I did not write anything, but I read a lot of them, and like I posted a thing back on a few months back on Twitter, like talking about how the whole community has like really changed like everything for me, and like how grateful I am for everyone, and like I didn't really so much want to rehash on that because I don't necessarily have a story as much as like I'm really happy to be a part of the community. So for me, it was really cool to see everyone else who has been affected like I have, and kind of relate on that level with everyone.
Nice. Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see. Like, I was actually very surprised that in a couple of the stories, like, because that whole day, I mean, it was exploding, right?
Yeah,
A
all
couple
my
of the
feed was.
stories, they like the Beat Saber, the Cube Community Twitter account got added in a few of them, and I thought it was really cool that people
Yeah.
were like talking about like how like our community like did stuff for them. So I don't know, that was really cool.
Yeah, Stannis's was really wholesome.
Yeah. Okay. So the devs, speaking of which, the devs kind of shared like their own little stories. I don't know if you guys saw Split. He posted a video about like it was like version like 0.00001 of Beat Saber, where it was literally just like green blocks popping up off the ground. He was slicing them with like a sword. It was pretty cool. It had no audio or anything to it. It was just like a 12-second video. I don't know. I thought it was really cool to see like literally like the first iteration of Beat Saber that wasn't even Beat Saber at the time.
Yeah.
This last thing, I'm not obligated to say anything about it or not say anything about it. But I've actually gotten a lot of messages about this, and I just want to like it just be done with it. And I'll make a more official tweet about it later. But as far as Beat Saber's community manager position that I applied for, like I did not get that position. I had a lot of interviews for it, or a lot of like rounds of interviews for it, and I did a lot of interacting with the Beat Saber, but ultimately there was a few complications, and they just had other candidates they were looking at. So I didn't get it. So just if anyone's wondering, I didn't get the job. Who they did give job to, I don't know yet. I'm sure they'll announce it on their Twitter. I just wasn't saying anything about it because I was waiting to see if they were going to announce it, and I didn't want to like. I'm not like I said, I'm not obligated to or to not say anything about it. I didn't sign any paperwork or any NDAs or anything, but I didn't get it. So if anyone's wondering, but when they announce it for real on their Twitter, I'll make it like a tweet about it. It just says like I didn't get it. So just so everyone knows, because I know a lot of people have been messaging me. I've been getting a lot of DMs, and I've been telling them like, hey, I can't say anything, can't say anything. So yeah, that's it. I just want to mention that it's not. It's like that's like a personal thing, but I just wanted to get it out of the way. So.
Yeah.
No.
One thing we can talk about is how Beat Saber shared our groups vids on their Twitter as well, tweeted those out, which was nice.
Yeah. They retweeted our grip videos, which was really cool. I talked to Michaela a little bit about how they interact with us and stuff, and like they think it's really cool what we do, obviously, but they can't support us because of custom songs, which is understandable. Like I don't want to, I'm not pushing anything on them.
Oh yeah.
But they think the grip videos and stuff are really cool, so that was interesting. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep on that stuff, but
yeah, I just wanted something quick to mention.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Very cool that they did that. We got a couple of community spotlight things going on. Since the last CubeCast, we finished the yearly videos which we worked. One of them was entirely in-house. It was Stennis and a couple other people that provided some clips and things. And then the other one was a collaboration with BSMG, with Tino and Elliot. And they both came out really well. They both had different approaches. One was obviously like a more competitive meme type video, which I think is a lot of people like that kind of stuff. And then there was the like more like heartwarming, touching kind of one. So
generalized, like
the normies.
Yeah. They were both very good in their own ways. So, did you guys have any opinions on those videos?
I love
I'm sure you've watched them. But...
Yeah, I've watched them both.
I thought they were both very good.
Brought tears to my eyes. It's been amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
The dice key part, Omegle.
That's pretty good.
I do want to say, I think it's pretty amazing that the year one video has almost 21,000 views.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome.
Yep. Yeah, they Beat Saber tweeted that for us too. It's very good. They retweeted or something. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, and I know every time I hear that Alenium song, I instantly think of it.
That's good. Yeah. Well, that's good that more people are getting eyes on Beat Saber. It's
Yeah.
getting more in the public eye there, which is really cool. I just can't track today.
Don't forget the YouTube's at 2K subs now.
Oh
Yeah, I was
we
gonna.
hit
Yeah,
2,000.
yeah. YouTube's got 2,000 subs now.
We hit 1,000
Discord has
members in Discord.
over.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can no longer see
as
who's offline. Pepper hands.
yeah, offline members are dead now.
Yeah.
We're over that break point. It's very cool though, guys. Thank you, anyone who's subbed to YouTube and is on our Discord and stuff. Like, we're getting there. We're trying to give more vision to Beat Saber because, like I was talking about earlier, Twitch just doesn't. You just don't get enough viewers on Twitch.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get more out there for YouTube.
Yeah, we're trying to be that central place on YouTube that people can go for Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Starting to become like I guess more normie. There's a lot of like big figures playing it now.
Yeah.
Pentatonics played it recently on one of their recent videos, the World Tour.
Yeah, they did like a blog or whatever, and they were playing it on there. It was cool. It's like I've said it 100 million times. Beat Saber is bigger than anyone thinks, and it's just gonna get bigger. So
yeah,
I'm very excited about Beat Saber.
If only the online communities would get bigger.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. One day will be, where Osu's at.
Yeah.
And they got people going crazy over cool plays and stuff, and we'll get there. That's game's very. It's 1 year. We're 1 year old. This channel is only 6.5 months old.
No, not even that. 5.
Oh yeah, it's not even 6. Yeah, it's not even 6 months old. So I mean,
not
like,
even 5 months. Yeah, 6 months old. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
Just look at Taichi. He gets like 50 viewers whenever he starts streaming.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, and that is good. Like Taichi he basically pulls like everyone's like that knows about him.
Yeah.
If they're watching on Twitch, like, there he is, boom, get on his channel. So that's good. The problem is we just don't have enough viewers on Twitch, so he should get like 10,000. Like, he's actually that good. But yeah, that's that. The Saber Kings tournament / bounty tournament thing, I don't know what you would call it, finished recently. Taichi and SFK basically won everything.
They Monkey Jade everything
as well.
Which is like, it was pretty expected, I guess. Taichi is not only like good at like PP farming and stuff, like he's just literally good at everything. So he took all the wins for that. SFK is like the Ack God.
Yeah, there's a video recently up on the channel of a 99% play. 99%.
So ridiculous.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw someone get 99 play, and it was like back like September time in an Oris tournament. And Sky. Yeah, Sky
kind of shows how far Kiwi was ahead of everyone back then.
And 99.2 he got on $100 bills.
$100 bills easy.
Yeah, back then that was like insane. No one would have like thought that.
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy. SFK. I mean, SFK is he's not like a high ranked player because he doesn't play PP maps. But if you go on his page,
top 1K, I'm pretty sure.
If you go on his page, he's literally got like his most recently played maps page is like 17 pages straight of first place. Like, it's
it's insane,
crazy. I've heard that I don't talk to SFK a lot, but I've heard that also he's actually like not bad at like PP maps. Like, he could probably be an okay rank if he gave, if he cared. But everyone's got their own thing they do. So you want to play Ack maps, man? You play Ack maps. Like, that's Beat Saber. That's rhythm games.
Yeah.
Another really cool video that came out that I wish I had talked to him sooner about, so that we could have collaborated something. Nice to Meet You is a very old school Beat Saber player. He doesn't play a whole lot anymore, but if you were around from the months of May 2018 until November or so, you know who he is because he's always pretty high rank.
He was basically the biggest streamer besides LeBand at the time.
In the beginning, yeah.
Back then.
100%.
Nice tomato.
Yep. Yeah, he's Nice Tomato now on
Mhm.
Twitch, I think, right?
Mhm.
So he made a video, which we can link in the description of this video, that shows the top 10 in a graph from May 1st last year until I think like May 11th or something this year. And that kind of the graph like kind of moves and the PP shifts. If you guys are at all familiar with Osu, they have similar videos they do pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But he made one like that. It's very cool. The graph like moves and things, and people's names jump in and out, and the PP changes. And it's not a 100% accurate because he didn't
Mhm.
have ranking for the top 10 for every single day of the last year, but he had a lot of data points that he interpolated between. So, very cool video. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah,
So if you're
that'd be
watching, pop down in the description if you want to check it out. It's like a minute long, so
Mhm.
or 2 minutes or something. Uh, community stuff. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, same.
You guys
got
know
some-
anything else? Hoppaw or
Anything else
Zander, you
that's
guys
been
know anything else
happening in
going
the
on?
community?
Yes.
Pog.
That I know of.
What's been
So
happening?
Ashley's tournament is happening on the 25th and the 26th,
Okay.
and yeah, she's looking to make it as professional and as good as the Cube Community tournament was. And we have lots of people that are helping out that helped out with CC Tourney,
Mhm.
Nice.
and I think it's gonna be pretty good. Myself, Puds, and Golf did the song pool, and
Nice.
we worked on that a lot. Um, we tried to include a lot of less played songs, or overall the song difficulty is like a lot higher than the CC Tourney. So we're thinking that might make it like entertaining in a different way than CC was.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
far as like the top players playing like dumb hard songs, that's kind of like what we wanted to go for, and like
Interesting.
see them actually like the top, like the grand finals playlist is like Hungry for a Glitch Character, like insane songs, and like so we're really excited to see the top players like duke it out on really hard maps.
Did you
And,
guys get a lot of like people sign up? I feel bad. I haven't even heard about that, and it's like
Yeah.
next week.
yeah.
Is there a lot of people signed up for that, or?
So there's 35 people that have signed up, and we cut it off at 32 for the
Hmm.
bracket, just
Okay.
because we didn't know how many people, and so we wanted to be safe. Cut it off at 32, but we do have a lot of really good players participating. I know Flea, Orange, BC, Zoro. I think Zoro. Not sure, but yeah, a lot of good players are participating in it, and so it should be fun to watch.
Isn't Whoops going to be in it or no?
I thought originally he signed up. He's not in Ashley's Discord, so I don't know 100%, but I thought he did sign up when she
Okay.
released the form.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of tournaments, I'm actually I'm not. I don't think I can say anything about it yet, but I'm working on one. Helping with one.
Yeah.
I
Pog.
think I might know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can talk more about it once it gets closer or whatever. So, okay. We did get one question from Discord this week. It was it's a pretty relevant question. It's what is everyone's thoughts on the index in regards to things like tracking and grips and things like that? So we can start down with Xander, and then we'll go down the line and see what everyone thinks.
So I think with the new base stations and the new headset and like tracking 2.0 or whatever they're calling it, I think that while the tracking might be really good, I think the problem is that the knuckle controllers I think are going to be really hard to get a good wrist pivot grip going. I think that the way you have to hold the controllers is very normal grip. Like I'm talking from Vive perspective, that's all I know.
Okay.
So normal grip on Vive, you have to use a lot of forearm. You can use a little bit of wrist, but it's really hard to get score on like fast stream maps and stuff like that using normal grip.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be hard, and people might be creative and come up with some crazy grips for the knuckles. But as far as I'm concerned right now, if I do get an index or whatever down the line, I'll probably stick with 5 controllers.
Okay.
But, yeah.
be interesting.
What do you, Hoppaw? You have any thoughts on that?
I think it's too expensive for what it is, personally.
Really? That's interesting because I think it's too cheap for what it is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But I think it's a good
Um,
price. I think they've priced it almost perfectly, considering where the Vive Pro is priced at.
Yeah. Well, I guess yeah. So compared to Vive
That's
Pro,
true.
it's much cheaper and it's supposed to be better.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
significantly better.
Mhm.
So for me as a Vive Pro owner, I'm actually disgusted with HTC. To be blunt. The headset was too much money. The full package is too much money. They don't support their products very well. It's just I'm pretty disgusted with HTC when you see Valve come out with a product that has better tracking. Supposed these are all supposed, according to the specs and tests and things like that. Should have better tracking, significantly better resolution. Has support for multiple different controllers and base stations. I don't think you can use Valve base stations with the Vive Pro, but you can use the HTC ones with Valve, which is like, okay, great job HTC. You can use the Knuckles controllers with Vive, and you can use the Vive controllers with the Index, whatever. So like those are interchangeable.
Let me rephrase that. It's too expensive for me to personally be interested.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. I personally think the controllers are gonna be trash for Beat Saber.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I probably don't have a good enough PC to run anything at 144 hertz for the
'cause-
HMD.
Yeah, I remember when the Knuckles were first like in development, and we were seeing pictures and stuff, and everyone like early Beat Saber days, everyone was like, "Oh, I can't wait for the Knuckles because they're going to be so much lighter than the Vive remotes." And now we've come up with these alternative Vive grips that are like the center of gravity is pretty good, and it's all wrist, and it's like now we won't be able to hold them right to be able to like get these pivot points or center of gravity right, and so it's super interesting to see how it's changed. But I feel like Rift can just do so much more on the Rift controllers because of how dainty and small and light they are.
Yeah, that's my problem right now. It's kind of the same thing. Like way back in the early days of Beat Saber, like Vive players were so desperate for something that wasn't a Vive controller. And I think that's still the case now, but when you look at the Index controllers, I'm not really convinced they're going to be better for Beat Saber. Because I've seen a lot of theory crafting on like Oculus type grips because the tips of the controllers kind of are a little bit like Oculus. But then you shift the center of gravity and you still have the giant sensor rings on the outside, and I just don't know how that's gonna interact.
Yeah, if you hand clap with that shit, it's gonna break probably.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is like you might hand clap a lot with your Beat Saber controllers, not like your Vive controllers.
Yeah, but that's
and you hit the donuts together, but like they're tough.
Yeah, that shit's not gonna break.
You hand clap the two sensor rings, like they're probably breaking in half. So like I don't know, I'm concerned about that to say the least. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? 3 months from now, it's the best controller. Who like I don't know. Like, but yeah, no, I think like Danny said, I think the Rift controller is just it's too good for Beat Saber. Like it's actually
like at the start we had such a problem with batteries and stuff like that, but now people have figured out ways around this and like actually got consistent tracking on Rift, and it's like.
I mean, look at top 10. How many Rift players are top 10 or top 5?
Yeah,
4 out of 5. Like, it's insane.
Better tracking.
I think
would be nice.
BC and Flea are the only two. Oh, and Tammy.
Yeah, it might be like 6 or 7 Rift players in top 10 now, which is just like you look back. It used to be 9-1 or 10-0 for Vive. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to see the Beat Saber meta change like that. It's pay to win. Just buy a Oculus.
It's pay to win. Buy the cheapest headset.
I'd like the better tracking, to be honest, but I just don't have the money. I think my swings I swing so hard now that like my tracking just doesn't pick up on some jumps anymore entirely when I go like cross. cross
That's my
screen
problem right
jump.
now. I literally can't play. Like, I go to anything fast, like remotely fast, whether it's like jumps or streams or anything. I mean, I use claw grip, so it's much worse for tracking than like other
Yeah.
other grips.
Yep.
But my tracking is so bad now to where when I go to do anything fast, my controller, like my saber, just freezes, and
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
yeah,
I used to
it's
get
just
that all the
gone.
time on claw.
It doesn't exactly like freeze. Like I don't usually have trouble with anything, but when it's fast jumps, like I literally my controller doesn't like keep up like the tracking
Yeah. Well, the problem with
when it's
claw
going
grip,
hard.
and it's actually interesting because I think me, Danny, and Xander all play claw grip. You're covering like some of the sensor.
Yeah.
So the problem with claw grip specifically is you get problems like that where it'll stop moving. Like your saber will just stop. So it's really shitty. I don't know.
I get tracking problems for some reason just on 190 and 200 BPM streams just in general.
Yeah.
Just like
Interesting.
specifically 190 and 200. Like I get tracking problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be how you swing for some reason on
Yeah,
those
it's
kind of
probably
streams.
because of how hard I swing on
Yeah.
those streams.
Yep. All right. Since we're not live this week, did any of you guys have any interesting questions or input about Beat Saber or CubeCommunity or just anything in general before we go into some questions for Xander and then wrap it up?
No, I haven't got anything that I can
Okay.
think of.
Yeah, I don't really got anything either.
Oh,
Same.
okay.
Don't have much.
Cool. Yeah, I think we covered a lot of stuff that's going on. Okay, so as we do every time, we got a couple questions here for Xander as our guest. First of all, refresh my memory here, Xander. What are you top 100, top 50? What are you right now?
So
Top
my
100?
peak rank was 65, but
Okay.
since my tracking has been bad, I can pass all the recent songs, but like I have a 77 on both Ghost and Louder Than Steel, and like Inside Track Day 2, like I just have such bad scores that I can't keep up with like
Yeah.
all the new players coming in. So like people are passing me like crazy. Like
Yeah.
I was 75 like a month ago, and then just decaying from not being able to get high scores because of my tracking. I'm down to 95 today. So
Yeah.
I'll probably be out of top 100 in a week or two.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what my rank is.
um.
I think I'm the
All right.
lowest rank I've ever been like since I joined BSBD.
It's okay. Every day I'm the lowest rank I've ever been. So.
Yeah, same.
Um. Anyway. So start off with some questions. Xander, why did you get into, or what got you into Beat Saber originally?
So I started playing Beat Saber because I'd been watching Whoops since December of 17, playing
Okay.
VR chat.
Yeah.
And then whenever Beat Saber came out and he was playing that a lot, I was watching him do that. And like
Nice.
ever since then, I'd been interested in it. But because I was at basic training, then I went to tech school, so I never had the opportunity to get VR until I got to my first base, and I finally got that in September. And ever since then, I've just been going hard with Beat Saber and VRC and stuff. And but yeah, that's why I initially got into it.
Got you, bass clap.
I think a lot of people, interestingly enough, have like not necessarily a direct cause of it, but they've watched Whoops for a long time and
Oh,
they
yeah.
saw him play Beat Saber.
Yeah, same.
So I mean,
I was the same.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the VR community, you've probably seen Whoops like do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So.
If you're in the VR community, you've probably played Beat Saber.
Yeah, that's also true. It's like one of the only good games that you can play on this system.
Yeah.
So. Like I'm honestly like I'm kind of baffled sometimes, and I guess
What
like
about
every
Audica?
yeah, Audica.
Hey, to be fair, Logan's trick shot videos on Audica are pretty sick. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
mean,
like Logan's trick shot videos of Beat Saber are pretty fucking sick as well. Fucking Nisei
Yeah.
Mono
Yeah.
Pentamol, like
Pentamol, shit's
Yeah.
wild.
Who does
Yeah.
that?
Logan.
Logan does.
fucking
Yeah,
nuts,
that's yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, no, it's if you have VR, like I was saying, if I'm always surprised when I hear people say like, oh yeah, I got VR to play like this driving game, like this
Mhm.
racing game, and I'm like, oh, you ever played like VR Chat or Beat Saber? And they're like, no, and I'm what?
Huh?
You're missing
What?
out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
I
But I
don't
get,
blame him for VR chat.
well, yeah, for VR Chat, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's. But yeah, I guess I'm always surprised because like Beat Saber is like if you have VR and you don't have Beat Saber, you're actually like insane. Like you're just crazy. You must be a serial killer or something because like I don't know. Like all right. Next question. Was there anything in particular that made you want to get better at Beat Saber or grind for higher ranks, or did you just do it, or what was that about?
So initially, I've always had music is a huge part of my life. I
Mm.
played guitar for like 10 years now, and so um, I played Guitar Hero as well since Guitar Hero 3 came out in like '08 or whatever the fuck it was.
Mm.
And I actually ordered a guitar so I could play Clone Hero on stream. I'm gonna pop off on that shit. But anyways, music's always been a big part of my life. So when I saw Beat Saber and how much fun it looked in VR, I was really excited to play it at first, just like for fun, you know. But as soon as I started getting into it, and like within like 3 or 4 days, I'd beaten all the OST songs on Expert, and like I was like, okay, well, this is cool or whatever. Um, but I started playing all the custom songs, and like I don't know what got into me, but like I played some of the custom songs, and then I played Freedom Dive. And I literally played Freedom Dive for a week straight until I passed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we've
Yep,
all been
that's
there.
everyone.
Yeah, we've all
That's
been there.
everyone. Same
yeah,
thing.
Yep.
yeah.
Freedom Dive V1, by the way. Scuffed BPM.
It was so bad. Yeah, ever since then, I started playing the rank songs, and like initially, when I started doing all that stuff, I was definitely a PP farmer. Like I literally only played rank songs. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I played all of them, and I got to like rank 130, and I was streaming one time. This is when I first started streaming.
Hmm.
B rated me, and he told me about claw grip, and then that's what, like when I initially jumped higher up into the ranks because I've been using normal grip until like rank 130 or something like that.
Yep.
And yeah, but then once I got higher rank, I was like more satisfied. So I started playing more songs, and while I was still like really competitive about it, it to a degree it gets frustrating for me sometimes because I feel like I could be better than I am.
Yeah.
But you know, and a lot of people told me like if you play harder songs that aren't ranked, you know, you could improve in different ways, and that's kind of what I started doing. And shit, but
Adult people.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
it's true though. Like if you only play ranked songs, I mean most ranked songs all have like a certain style to
Mhm.
them that's just kind of
mhm,
it's very ranked, right?
yeah.
There's lots of other songs you can play that aren't ranked
Mm.
that can build different skills. So
Yeah.
I think
it's a big thing.
until Happy Song and Nuclear Star got ranked, that was like when I think rank songs started getting fun. That's like
Mhm.
my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like those kinds of maps, but like ever since then, there's been like Milk Crown and Walk This Way and like all these crazy ass maps getting ranked. And like before that, like I remember when Anj was the highest PP song, and
Mhm.
Anj is like cake now, right? So
Mhm.
Heavy metal, megalo.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Your voice
From
though.
a
Stream maps are getting more interesting though. I think there's a lot of people actually thinking of different patterns you can use now.
mhm,
Mm.
And people are
yeah.
actually trying to reflect the music, which makes it more fun, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, now, I
yeah,
remember
definitely.
back in September where Orange was consistently banging on about people reflecting the music and what they should be doing in maps. And, like, I agreed with him, but it's like no one was doing it. But he kept going
Yeah.
on and on and on about it. And I'm thank fuck he did because he put it in the criteria. And now we have all these amazing maps that represent music, like, perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's a big
Thank
thing
fuck
in
Orange.
ranking because
Yeah.
if you just if you're because of how physical and interactive of a game Beat Saber is, like if you're just if the songs you're mapping are just not reflective of the music, it's not immersive, I guess is the word. It just
Mhm.
doesn't feel good. So
Hmm.
That's why
I
I
don't know.
love SOT maps. I fucking love SOT maps so much, dude.
Thing.
Every single SOT map, I think, which one was it? Fuck. I think it was First is the only one that I haven't really enjoyed out of all
Hmm.
of his new maps. But for the
Okay.
most part, SOT's like SOT style has been like perfected in my opinion. Like
Oh, yeah.
The way that
Yeah.
it feels to play all of his maps is so satisfying.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
considering I don't play Beat Saber a lot anymore, when I do play, I literally
Mhm.
just play Celt maps because I get the most enjoyment out of
Yeah.
that. Like even if I'm not playing his
Yeah.
expert plus shit, like I'm playing his experts, and it's like they're just so much fun. Like,
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is he maps a full difficulty spread
oh yeah,
where
they're all
Mhm.
amazing, and they're all so
Mhm.
different from one another as well. Like I feel like you're missing out if you don't play his experts,
Yeah.
and or even his
He
hards sometimes.
Yeah, when he maps something or when he maps his lower diffs, he starts over from scratch. He doesn't take
Mhm.
like copy the diff and then pick out like parts
Mhm.
to make it easier.
Yeah.
He remaps it entirely.
Yeah, we need more maps with difficulty spreads. If you're a mapper and you're watching this, please, I can tell you from a ranking perspective, it gets very old and very boring to rank 300 pp map number 742. I'm just really sick. I'm tired of it, to be honest. It's cool that people are trying to push limits and make high pp rank maps and stuff like that, but like you can do that, but please also just like make a lower difficulty.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one or
Mhm.
Even if
two,
you just
like
copy the first diff and pick out parts to make it
yeah,
easier,
like
decrease the spacing,
yeah, we need more
less
lower difficulty
algorithm.
maps. It's not even just because like I don't want to rank high rank maps anymore. It's because like more players need more maps to play. Like imagine if you're like a rank 4,000 player and you get on and you're like, oh, like I like this is my favorite map like song in the world, and it's like as expert plus 360 pp only. Like
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
please, I know a lot of mappers, they put a lot of time into expert plus and they spend all this time doing it, and then they do the lights and everything is great, but like if especially if you're just like Hoppaw said, if you just copy the expert plus into expert and then you just make some of the patterns easier, remove some things, decrease spacing, like it's not hard to make a lower difficulty map. It's like it's truly not.
Mhm.
So please make lower diff maps,
Mhm.
mappers. Okay. Next question. Zander, are there any players that you previously or now like look up to as like players, whether they're above you or below you or whatever?
Definitely Tammy. I think that's a general thing for most
Mhm.
players.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Tammy, I think Taichi's almost getting to where or holding number one like as long as Tammy did.
Yeah.
But you know, pretty much every time I went to go play a PP map, like when I started playing, Tammy was at the top of the leaderboard, and like I always wanted to be that good,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like seeing his videos and shit, like when he released that video of himself playing Your Voice So, like with the webcam,
Yeah.
and like actually seeing him like do it in person, I thought that shit was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
actually what helped me improve more.
Yeah.
Watching him play with
Yeah.
Cam.
The same with loads of
Mhm.
people watching
Yeah.
Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy is I mean he's been top 10 forever. Forever. Like
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
I don't think
he's
there's been
I
a time
don't
where he
yeah.
hasn't been top
Yeah.
10.
I don't think he's ever fallen out of top 10 since the game started. And he doesn't even play that much anymore, but like he's still just he's just top 10. Like it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Tammy's
wild.
7th right now. In
Timmy's
last place.
he's good. I mean, obviously we have crazy people like Tai Chi, and even Cooling is pretty nuts on some stuff.
PP
But like Tammy, I mean Tammy's Vive, right? He's not Oculus.
Mhm.
And like I'm pretty sure if Tammy like really tried again, like he'd probably get back into top 3 or 4, like no
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah. I think so as well.
it's just such a good player.
Yeah. I know when I talked to him, he said the main reason that he doesn't really try and go for high scores anymore is because he just has a hard time with the stamina now since he
Mhm.
hasn't been playing as much.
Yeah.
But I know when all these new songs came out, he dropped to like 16th or 17th or something like that, and he
Mhm.
played for like 2 days and he was back to like rank 5. So
Yeah.
I think if
Do
he
you
came back
really count
into it,
that as dropping out because it's a new song is getting ranked?
Yeah.
Yeah,
not necessarily, but
Yeah.
it's tough to say around those like when a lot of new songs get ranked, because the last couple times there have been a lot of really high PP songs ranked too.
Mhm.
So I don't know. At any rate, um, we'll go on to the next question. We ask this every time too. Xander, what's your favorite map, both ranked and unranked?
This is a canned answer. My favorite ranked map is Nuclear Star.
Okay, yeah.
Why
And
is that?
Standard. Yep.
Mhm.
I commissioned Nuclear Star for Max, so I'm
Mhm.
very happy with that.
Yeah.
And it is definitely my favorite rank song by far.
Yeah.
I'm super happy that I spent $20 on the best ranked map, and everyone loves it, and
Shaking
I'm
my
super
head,
happy with
Hex.
it.
Shaking my head, Hex.
Mhm.
He should be charging way more than that.
Yeah.
I
come
think
on.
he does more now.
That's
But
Yeah, I think he
since
does.
was his first commission, I
Angry
is-
for cost me 30.
really?
That's still a
Yeah.
really good deal.
What the fuck,
Yeah, you
Hex?
should be charging
Yeah,
way
that's
fucking
still
more.
way too
fuck?
cheap.
You should be charging way more than
Hex,
that.
buddy, come on.
And Ungreefer's what, 7 minutes long?
Yeah.
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 What the fuck, Hex?
Yeah.
Um,
Hex needs to charge like
Mhm.
like $15 a minute, dude. Like, or
Yeah.
more. Or more.
Hex
as
could
far
be
as
charging
unranked
20 to
goes,
be honest.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
as far as unranked goes, Phrase might hate me for saying this, but I love Ragnarok. I'll stand by it. I think it's super fun. He says it's a garbage map, but I love to play Ragnarok. I think it's really satisfying. I think the BPM of the streams and the way that he changes the streams based on the sound and stuff like that is really satisfying to play.
I think the pattern with the lull-up double in the middle is
Mhm.
really, really fucking cool. How he came up with that.
Yeah. It's like at first when you see it, you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Like you try to do it, and eventually like you figure it out or whatever, and it's just really satisfying to play that song. And I think it has a good mix. I mean, it is a stream map, but it has some vibro and some doubles and stuff like that. And I think it's really fun overall. So that's probably my favorite unranked map.
It's cool to
Either
see.
that or if you can't hang. I love if you can't hang.
Yeah. When we asked this question, the first answer is always Nuclear Star, but the second one is always different. No one has the same favorite unranked map, which is cool.
Mhm.
It's nice to see like what people find fun outside of ranked, because we've had a lot of like high ranked players on here obviously as guests, and it's fun to see like what they do outside of ranked stuff. So
I also love Cheesy's glitched character. I think was it Cheesy and Iraqi?
Yep.
Yeah, I love that map. I think the ending is super fun. I think the whole song is good though.
Speaking of Iraqi, his maps have been getting a lot more attention lately. He uploads a map and it gets like 20 upvotes in the first like few days.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think when Hype and Acid Burst got ranked, people started to see him as an actual good mapper.
And Hype is really fun too. I like Hype a lot.
I love the
Hype's
song Hype as well.
I know a lot of people don't like the intro for Acid Burst though.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I hate it, but you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of it sounds strange, but there's a lot of intros to a lot of maps that I really hate, but
Yeah.
whatever.
You're a fine one to talk. Blue Nation.
Blue Nation is good. Fuck you, Dan.
No, I
Actually,
mean, is
I
it
love
like
the
hated
Nation intro.
intros? It's like
Yeah,
the
no,
most
it's-
hated
Shut up, you
intro
just
of a
can't
song
read
Yeah,
ever.
it was
Of course
literally
I
the
fucking
most.
can't. What do you mean? I don't play the fucking game.
Dude.
Dumbass.
I can't
Dude,
touch that shit. Not even on Slaughter Song.
Blue Nation was literally the most hated mapper for a little bit. Oh boy,
Oh man.
that was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, what Whoops is pretty notorious for downloading a new map, not being able to read the pattern, shitting on the map and deleting it, and that's exactly what he did at Blue Nation. So it's very funny. I enjoy watching when he does that. That was good. Blue Nation was a good time. I didn't get any death threats though, like some people, but
Wait, people are getting death threats over maps?
I mean, Hex.
There's maybe one in particular
Wait,
I can
Hex
think
did?
of.
I'm pretty sure
What
he
the
got
fuck?
Yeah.
death threats over Daisuke. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
Imagine threatening to kill someone over a map
Weird joke.
in a video game.
Oh man. Anyway, the last question we have, unless someone else comes up with something, just general question. Aside from Beat Saber and like streaming Beat Saber and stuff like that, Are there any other hobbies that you have that you want to share? Or
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I've been playing guitar for about 10 years or so, and I really love playing guitar and stuff. And people who are following me on Twitter might see me post a video every once in a while of me playing something on my guitar, and yeah, I love it. And because of my love for music, like I really enjoy musical interpretation as far as Beat Saber maps goes,
Mm.
and I think that's why I have such a love for SOT maps and how they feel to play, and how they go with the music and stuff like that. Um, I'm I just got into Osu as of January, and I'm really having a lot of fun with that. So if you're a Beat Saber player and you haven't tried Osu, I think you should. It's really fun.
yeah, there's a lot of very good rhythm games that are not Beat Saber.
Yeah.
A lot of Beat Saber players, and I've seen this on the My Saber Story thing a lot. A lot of Beat Saber players like, yeah, it's my first rhythm game. Like, there are so many good rhythm games out there. Osu is the most easily accessible, for
Yeah.
100%. If you're interested in another rhythm game and you don't want to put a lot of effort into playing it, just jump on Osu. But there are so many other good rhythm games that I think that, like, if you like Beat Saber, if you like the rhythm game aspect, you should check them out. Like,
Definitely.
there's too many to list. But
Oh, yeah.
please, like,
Please.
check, like,
Yeah, I've been seeing
Google.
lots of people are getting into SDVX.
Mhm.
Like I'm seeing everyone post pictures of their controllers and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like thinking about it, but I don't have the money or room to buy a controller. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll deal with watching the
Yeah.
streams. I think it's
yeah.
fun to watch though.
SDVX
It's
is
really kinetic. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but like
yeah.
hitting the buttons and stuff seems really satisfying.
Yeah, SDVX is very fun, but it does have a little bit of an entry. But you can play with keyboard, but I don't recommend at all. But the entry point is it's like about $200 to get into it. So if you're
Less than
interested,
Beat Saber.
very cool. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's less than Beat Saber to be fair, but
Yeah.
no, SDVX is fun. If you're living in California or near any round one, um, and you're interested in other rhythm games, go to round one. They have a ton of Japanese rhythm games. Most rhythm games are Japanese. I hate to break it to anyone that doesn't like weeb music, but surprise,
Nerd culture.
Japan makes a lot of rhythm games, and all the ones you're playing were probably made in Japan, except for Beat Saber and Osu. So,
If it's
I'm,
not rock or rap, it's weeb trap.
I'm looking at all the DDR players. That's a Japanese rhythm game. Sorry, buddy. But no, it's a lot of rhythm games. Check them out if you're interested in more stuff. Round one is like the only arcade in America that has other rhythm games. So if you're near one, check it out. Or if you're gonna be around,
Hey,
that's all the questions that I had for the interview. It's pretty standard. We asked pretty much the same questions. Is there anything anyone else has input, questions, comments, anything like that before we kind of close it
No,
out?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good too.
Okay.
I think that sums everything up pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's going to end it for CubeCast. Again, this is being recorded on Saturday, May 18th. It will go up on Sunday or Monday, one of those days. Again, we try to be consistent every 2 weeks. Last weekend,
We
we had
completely
some
forgot
issues.
it was Mother's Day.
Yeah,
America.
I didn't realize it was Mother's Day. So that was the thing that happened. A lot of different stuff going on. Even today, we had some issues. That's why we're doing recording and we last minute Logan swap out and stuff like that. But next time, hopefully, we try to do it every 2 weeks, whether or not we miss a week. So 2 weeks from now, which is June 1st, June 2nd, something like that. That we should hopefully have.
Yeah, it should be June 1st.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Again, we got 2,000 subs on YouTube and 1,000 followers or 1,000 members in the Discord. That's awesome. Thank you. If you're not subscribed to YouTube, but you like watching Beat Saber videos, you should definitely be subscribed. So that's pretty much it. And thanks, guys, for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Later, bitch.